Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Heart of Christ Ministry. It is a late evening, no doubt about it, but the message has to come forth, and I am happy to bring it to you. So wherever this video finds you, whether you're watching it right now at night, or if you check it out in the morning, hello to you. Welcome. And thank you for being an avid listener to what we have to say here at Heart of Christ Ministry. So once again, hope you find yourself feeling absolutely wonderful, and a wonderful message we have prepared for you today that deals with being rich in consciousness equals being rich in reality. Okay. So as exciting as that is, let's get to what we got to get to first and foremost here. And that being, if you have any questions, any prayer requests, anything you'd like to share, any feedback with Heart of Christ Ministry that you want to send on over, please, by all means, send it over. ShaunG04@gmail.com. Yeah. All right. And following that, there it goes. I was stalling for a bit. So in the event that you find benefit from this ministry, in the event that you have found benefit from this ministry in the past, and you want to take that love energy and sow it back into the ministry, feel free to do so. You can do so by Heart of Christ Ministry, Venmo, PayPal, ShaunG04@gmail.com, and Apple Pay upon request. Thank you in advance for your generosity and kindness. We greatly appreciate it here at Heart of Christ Ministry. All right. So what we get into? Oh, yes. Almost forgot about this. Where's my abundance here? You know the drill. Not going to keep you too long here while we're going through it, but you're going to take 30 seconds to figure out what it is that you feel most abundant about and what you feel near and dear to your heart. And you know what you're going to do? You're going to sit with that for just a moment for 30 seconds. And then if you're feeling courageous, you're going to place it into the comments, because your abundance helps other people to experience their abundance. Okay. 30 seconds. We're going to go and do this, and then we'll be right back after that. Welcome back. All right. Where's my abundance? So you found out what your abundance is. You found out what you're grateful for. Remember, this is not just a one-time thing. This is something you do throughout the day. For at least one time for 30 seconds, figure out what you feel most grateful for, what you feel most abundant about, and allow that to resonate within you, and just embrace it. Share it if you feel the need, but really sit with that. Okay. My abundance for today is the rain. And you know why I love the rain? Because it makes everything around here look so beautiful, so lush, so full, so prosperous and green and full of life. I am really and truly grateful for the rain. That is my abundance. I embrace it. I love it. I'm excited about it. All right. So, excuse me. Once you got what your abundance is, put it into the comments. With that being said, we're going to get started with today's message. And this is one of my favorites, without a shadow of a doubt. Today's message: rich in consciousness, rich in reality. All right. So what does this tell us? We've been at this for a while, for a few weeks now. And you know that consciousness is your awareness, your state of thinking, your state of feeling, your state of being, right? So when that is geared towards you being rich, and not rich in the sense of having a lot of physical stuff, I'm talking about rich in the sense of understanding who you truly are, which we will get to in just a bit, your reality will be rich. And it has to be that way because it is infallible in this universe. When you develop a rich, prosperous, wealthy, abundant consciousness, you have to develop a rich, prosperous, wealthy, abundant life. So let's get into this. Oh my gosh, one of my favorite messages. Here we go. Number one, building a rich consciousness begins with having faith in a rich source. Do you know any rich sources? Of course you do. You are the rich source. The God in you is the rich source, right? The God in you is the all that is, the end all be all, the unlimited 0 point energy, the entire kingdom, if you will. That is your source, and your source is richer than the word rich could ever even begin to encompass. And so how do we build a rich consciousness? We take our faith and we place it in the presence of the divine of God within us. And by doing that, it's like plugging into an outlet and receiving all the power you need. And the beauty of that is, you don't have to focus on anything physical. You've just got to plug into that rich source. And when you plug into that rich source, it's going to lead you. It's going to guide you. It's going to impress feelings upon you to help you to understand what direction you need to move into so you can prosper at an enormously high level. And what this means is that basically you're having all the affluence, all the resources, all the abundance to do what you choose to do in this life. And that is a guarantee for everyone that is willing to accept it, everyone that's willing to put the faith into that rich divine source and basically make that the primary focus in every sense of the word. All right. Building a rich consciousness begins with having faith in a rich source. All that the Father has is mine. I and my Father are one. The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. Right? So all through the scripture, all through evidence of the universe, we see that the divine, we see God, we see the universe, or the all that is, benevolent spirit, is completely immeasurably abundant. And it wants to give to us freely because it wants to give to us constantly in love. And love is forever working throughout the universe in every single way you can think of. And it also means in the way of money, right? So put your faith into that source, connect, and then allow it to impress you with whatever it is you need to build the life that you want from a monetary standpoint, because this podcast is about this message is about money consciousness. Okay. Have faith in your source. You find that source, you find God. That's a big step to creating the riches that you desire. All right. Number two, rich consciousness is about knowing and feeling the truth about money. Okay. So what's the truth about money? It's green. Well, yeah, but I'm talking about what's the divine truth about money, right? If we can discover what the divine truth about money, and I'm going to give it to you here in just a few moments, we set ourselves free from struggle. We set ourselves free from lack. You know what happens? We are taught over and over and over again to chase the physical aspect of money, when in actuality, it's just an effect, right? I'm going to get to this in a bit, but I want to touch on it. The physical money, the money in your account, the money in your trading, the money in your wallets is all an effect. So by knowing what an effect is, we know instantly that it has to have a cause, right? So if I tell you money is an effect, what is that? What is instantly comes up? It tells you that there has to be a cause for money to show up. And you know what the cause is? The cause is being completely rooted in love, completely rooted in the divine, and understanding that the divine presence is your supply. That is the truth about money. That is the knowing that when you understand the presence of God as your supply, you open yourself to an unlimited manifestation of money. Why? Because you're no longer focusing on the effect. Have you ever came to a problem in life and you tried to fix the effect as opposed to fixing the cause? What happens? You wind up draining all your power, becoming exhausted, shaking your head, trying to figure out what just happened. When in actuality, if you'd went to the cause first, you'd realize solving the cause solves the effect immediately. Money is the exact same way. Money is a love current. Money is not a green piece of paper. Money is not a euro. Money is not any of these things. It's an energy, a love energy, right? And when we know the truth and feel the truth about it and understand it, that's when we can really open ourselves up to allow it to grow and to allow it to expand and to allow it to be as fruitful and prosperously flowing in our lives as much as we desire. But you have to know the truth about it, and knowing and feeling the truth about it means that you understand it is a love current, and the supply of it, the cause of it, is the divine presence of God within you, and your awareness of that presence is what causes money to open itself up, to circulate, to begin to flow in greater quantities to you and from you. That is what it means to know the truth about money. All right. Number 3. Rich reality is about discovering the awareness of true riches and where they come from. So purposely, I try to sound like a broken record. Why? Because embedding in the subconscious mind, embedding into your subconscious mind. So if I can place these concepts into your subconscious mind, guess what's going to happen? It's going to become automatic. Your behavior is going to switch off into the direction. It's going to transition into the direction instantly in an automatic way that's going to help you to just right away start doing the right things in order to prosper in a sustaining, fulfilling way, right? So when we discover the awareness of true riches, you know what true riches is? Once again, I just tell you again, it's the divine presence of God. That's your true riches. Why? Because here's the thing. When the world around us is falling apart, who can we turn to? The inner presence of God within, right? When we lose our jobs, who can we turn to? The inner presence of the God within, right? When somebody decides that they're not going to pay us, or they decide that you know what, I'll pay you next time. Who do we turn to? The inner presence of God within, which is our infinite, divine, inexhaustible supply. That is the true riches. And it comes from the divine, which comes from within you, right? Comes from within you. And in understanding that it comes from within you, it drops the facade of the illusion that you have to be focused on anything outside yourself as it relates to monetary riches. That's one of the biggest misconceptions, is that what's outside controls within, but it's actually the reverse. What you believe within, rich in consciousness, rich in reality, right? What you believe and have faith of within is what's going to allow you to see what you desire without, and it never fails. That is a divine concept that has been rolling since the beginning of time, right? When money has changed forms, it's changed forms, but it's never changed substance, right? It's changed forms, but it's never changed substance. So you got to go to the substance aspect of it and understand what true riches are, because here's the thing. What happens if the dollar, the euro, the yen, the baht becomes completely void right now, tomorrow, whatever it is, right? It will absolutely do us no good to have a whole bunch of pieces of paper and a whole bunch of numbers in the account, right? What will we need in the event that happens? We will need the inner knowing, right, of God's presence. We will need the substance that is God's presence. We will need the energy that is God's presence in order to prosper in whatever currency the world decides. Because here's the thing. When you understand that God is your supply, you prosper through anything. Even if we started trading cows and oxen and whatever else, you would prosper because it's all about consciousness within that causes you to allow certain amounts of money to show up into your life. Tell you, simple. Just continue to feed it into your mind, and it will develop into something where you'll be like, whoa, okay, this is how this works, right? Because I'm telling you, it works. It works when we commit from the within to the without, right? Within meaning thought, without meaning manifestation, within meaning consciousness, without meaning reality. Sounds good? Telling you, this is something to study. This is something to learn like the back of your hand and continue to reiterate it to yourself, because once you know this, nothing can affect you from the outside. It's never a case where all of a sudden you become rattled or fearful of what's happening outside you, because you know your true abundance is within you. And that is a beautiful place to be, dear ladies and gentlemen. Okay. With that being said, that was quick. Wow. Okay. We went to those three. I mean, but this is just, this is a segment that is completely cut and dry with the concept of rich consciousness, rich in reality. It feeds itself, you know. It's like that quote we talked about a couple of times, you know, I'm not rich because I have money, right? I have money because I am rich, which means what? My consciousness is rich. So money shows up, right? So that way I'm not a slave or a victim to an effect, but I know that I am the cause. All right. So we're moving on. Yes, sir. Ask Reverend Shaun. All right. Question number 21. Thank you guys once again, as always, for these questions. It's helping. It's helping tons. People are writing to me and letting me know how important it is that, you know, people send in their questions about what they're experiencing and what they feel about money. And so I am really grateful, because it really puts me on the hot seat to answer these. But I feel like, you know, the divine has equipped me to really use these as opportunities to help other people. Okay. So question number 21. Thank you in advance for your question, guys. Can you explain the cause and effect theory around money? It's so funny because I'll see these and I'll basically create an entire message around a question. So once I get to the question, we're right in that frame of mind to be completely open to what is being received. Okay. So the cause and effect theory around money. So here's the thing. Most of us, myself included, have been trained to believe that the physical money is what we want. The physical money is what we're afterwards. So what do? We go get jobs. We go work really, really hard to attain an effect, which is the physical aspect of money. But see, what happens there is that in any case, as we spoke about, in any case where you're putting all your energy into achieving effect, you know what you do? You completely eradicate the cause, right? You're wiping out the cause because you're saying the effect is the most powerful, when in actuality, it's the cause that's most powerful. So your question may be, what is the cause of an abundance or abundant amount of money to show up in your life? What's the cause of that? Easy. The cause is the presence of God within you. It's the acknowledgement. It's the awareness that that presence of God is your supply. That is the cause, right? That is the cause that moves this divine energy into form as dollars, as numbers in your account, as Bitcoin and currency and all kinds of stuff like that. That is what moves it, right? So we have to ensure that the cause is coming first. And mostly trained to believe, we falter. We fall into bad habits. We find ourselves tripping up, wondering, well, why aren't we manifesting like we should? Because guess what? To manifest in a way that is in your highest potential means to connect to the very source and power that controls it all, that has the power to give it to you all in the form of energy first and then in manifestation. That is where you want to begin. And that is what causes money to manifest in a truly abundant manner. All right. Thank you for your question. We're moving on. That was a good one. All right. Reverend Shaun, what comes first, happiness or money? The only reason I ask is because is it possible to have both? Absolutely. Absolutely. And so this is a great question because once again, we're all under, not we're all, but a lot of us are under the impression, or we're under the impression that we had to sacrifice our happiness for money. And what did that look like? That looked like going to get a job, right? And then figuring that the weekends would be your happy time, but the other time you would just work your job. That is the most faulty, irate, crazy conditioning anybody could ever have, right? If you're going to work a job, get something you can enjoy, not something you just try to pass the time away and pick up a check. Do you know? I found this out through Catherine Ponder, who was one of the big movement, basically individuals in unity in the early 19th century. And she said that 1 hour, of meditative mental focus on the God within. Actually, I'm saying that right now. But 1 hour of mental focus anywhere is the equivalent to 1 month of physical labor and work. 1 hour of meditation, of mental focus is the equivalent to a month's work of physical labor. So I'm stuttering because I've just given you something that you can use to your advantage, especially if you're attempting to get out of the rat race and get out of these jobs that suck you dry, that pay you nothing, right? If you could take an hour out of your day and just sit there, and it could be something as easily as focusing on a scripture, focusing on an affirmation, something that resonates with your heart. All that the Father has is mine. You focus on that for an hour. You don't have to repeat it, but you focus on it and you let it resonate for an hour. It's the equivalent of 1 month. 1 month. There are 31 days. Most people take 8 to 10 hours a day working a job. But if you meditated for 1 hour a day, it would be equal to 1 month of physical labor. That's absolutely insane, but good insane, right? So in doing so, in taking that silent time, guess what happens? You become happier. Why? Because the individual that you have to win over if you're truly going to be happy is you. You've got to love yourself. You've got to win over yourself. You've got to be confident. You've got to be comfortable with yourself. And in that creates happiness. And because of that connection that you're doing, that meditative focus, that ease, that relaxation is going to allow a flow of money to come in a way that if it's not really easy, is definitely going to be something that is beneficial and enjoyable for you to manifest money in, as opposed to just working any old damn job, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. But this is important because this is conditioning that has to be reversed, right? You're too good to just say, oh, I'm just going to take any old job. Right? I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do that. And, then I'm going to enjoy myself when I get home and on the weekend. No. If you got to find a job, find something you can enjoy the entire time and it makes you better and it makes you tap into your soul joy, which leads to your happiness. And guess what? If you're following your love, if you're following your happiness, at the end of that, you will wind up being so much richer for it, because money becomes attracted to that, because money is what? A love current. If love is present, money is present. It's going to show up. It's going to cycle itself into your life. And it's because you're choosing to do what makes you happy, right? So you know what? Happiness comes first. Choose to be happy. And then once you're happy, you can have money, and then you can have both, right? It's a beautiful concept. Beautiful concept, right? So here we go. With that being said, these questions are completely on point. Thank you very much for everybody who has written in, and those who have written in and I hadn't gotten to yet. If you feel the need, you want to express yourself and you want to correspond with this ministry and give us some feedback, or if you need a prayer request, we are here for you. ShaunG04@gmail.com. Write to us. We greatly appreciate it when you do. Okay. And then here we go once again. Last but surely not least, if you found this message beneficial, if you found it something that is allowing you to raise your consciousness, it's allowing you to rise higher, allowing you to be more open and receptive to the idea of money consciousness, but also happiness and joy and peace, take that energy, recycle it, sow a seed, right? No seed is ever too big or too small, right? And what I was meaning to say is that every seed that you sow never leaves your life, right? So if your heart has been moved, by all means, thank you in advance for your generosity and your kindness, as we spoke of in the beginning. Venmo, Heart of Christ Ministry, PayPal, ShaunG04@gmail.com. And with that being said, guys, that wraps up today's message. Man, this is a quick one. I was kind of flowing with that, which was actually pretty amazing to see how it all transpired so very quickly, but it's all there. It's all there for you. Don't allow the opportunity to live the life you deserve financially to just basically fly by, and you look up and you're like 50 or 60 years old or 70 or something years old, and you realize, man, I never really took the time to focus on this and really hone this in and allow it to make a difference in my life, because that's what it comes down to, making a difference in your life, about embracing the abundance that is yours. That's what this entire ministry is all about. Like, don't hesitate. Allow in as much prosperity as possible, because here's the thing. As you do that, you become a blessing to yourself and you become a blessing to other people. So it's important for you to stay on top of your game so you can share the wealth with others, right? Simple, easy, definitely fulfilling. All right. That's all I got. Have a wonderful night, guys. I will be gone for a couple days because I am shooting a movie. So other than that, I will see you next week sometime. Go back. Message 46. We're wrapping up here. Go back to the other messages. Look, this stuff is available for you to take notes. This stuff is available for you to benefit from. This stuff is available for you to be the very best version of you. That's why I do it. That's why I give to you. I want to see you prosper from it. And as you do, write to me. Let me know how it goes. All right. If you have any questions, feel free to do so also by writing to us. And with that, we're signing off. Take care.
Every dream begins with a vision that sees everything before anyone else ever can, a vision that ignites the endless power to make all your dreams